Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Richard alias Dicky, and today we're going to have a look through Facebook, seeing as it's the midst of winter and I'm struggling to get out and ride. It's trying to snow right now. Here we are in February, and it is what it is. This is recent, so I'll hopefully get this out for Thursday. And all these bikes that are up for sale are recent. I'll give you my opinion on the prices and things like that. Comment below if you think I'm talking absolute rubbish. Feel free. I want to show you this. It's a tyre pump, a new one that's come out to pump. I've tested it out and it's absolutely great. I've done it with the car, with the Mercedes and the Dacia Spring, and I've been using it on the GSX 1400 just to double check that those tyres on the GSX 1400 are just perfect. So you can have a look at that. What do you think? The link is in the description. I think it works out about £45. It is absolutely great. It's super light and comes in a slip. Comes in a slip so you can put it under your seat or in the pannier, and it seems to work well. Let's go over and have a look at what's happening on MarketPlace. Okie dokie, been having a flick through and hopefully you can see my screen, but I've selected a few. Let's start at the beginning. Here we are, Honda CBR 600F, 24,000 miles, 1988, 2 more years and that will be historic, so no tax or MOT. It's not particularly an iconic bike. Lovely condition though. Mechanics, blah 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 blah. 2,850. That's what it is, and it will only increase in value. I'm not sure about that. It's a 600F. But you never know, I could be wrong. Tell me in the comments below, am I talking crap? Just a thought. And here's the next one. So that's just under 3,000 and this is 3,500. Got 24,000 miles on it and it's a 2014 CBR Honda. I absolutely love this bike, but sadly getting rid of it as I don't use it anymore and it's been stored on paddock stands for the last 2 months in my garage. Turned over, blah, 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 blah. You can read this and stop it, but, overall, great bike, never let me down. It shouldn't let you down. It's a Honda and it's a modern Honda. It's 2014. God, it's 12 years old. That is 12 years old. Look at that. But you could, based on the last one, you could say, well, I may as well have a 2014 model. Unless you're into the really old stuff. Yeah? Dunno. You tell me. You tell me. Next bike. This is an interesting one. It's a 1998 Street Triple. 1998? And it's only got one photo. Driven 10,000 kilometres, been in the family since new, recently converted by Down and Out Motorcycles. £9,000 in Chorley, Lancashire. What do you think to that? 9 grand for a chopped Triumph Street Triple. Because it's got the one-sided rear wheel. I suspect that's the 1200. Or the variant of the bigger Street Triple or whatever. So it's been chopped and it's got knobbly tyres on it. £9,000. Not sure about that. Not sure. There you go. Next bike. The CB100N. Iconic bikes, and this is not one. £1,500 for a 1979 CB100N. People used to go to college on these and that's about it. I don't think it's an iconic bike. The beauty about this is it looks in very good condition. It says it's got 6,500 miles on it. Selling it because it no longer use the motorcycles through disabilities and all that good stuff. Viewing is welcome. It's been stood now for... This engine will run forever. Let's face it, it'll just run forever. But the beauty about this is, because it's 1979, it can be registered as historic if it's not already historic, and that means no MOT or no tax for the road. All you'll do is pay your insurance, which, because of how old it is and how much it's worth or not worth, will be cheap riding on the road. Cheap riding on the road, especially for the younger people. I would imagine, especially for the younger people who just want to get to work and back, or college to back, or whatever. It looks okay. Easy to look after. What do you think? You tell me. Is it worth £1,500? Try to take your glazed glasses off. Yeah. It wasn't really iconic in the days when I was young, and that one of the guys had one and we all used to take the piss out of him. It is what it is. Everybody else had two strokes. He had a CB100, and it is what it is. Moving on to the next bike. A 1994 Kawasaki Eliminator. I had a look at this. It's only 6,000 miles and it's the 250cc. 5 previous owners, but owned by family for almost 10 years. It's over 30 years old. Here's the mileage or the service history. It's been serviced less than 2 years ago. EL250. I don't remember this. This is in kilometers. So it must be an import. I don't think it's worth £2,000. What do you think? I would say £1,000 at the most. It's got low mileage, low kilometers, but it is what it is. EL250. I don't know. You tell me. Next bike. This is an interesting one. A 1972 Suzuki Van. Never seen one of these. In the UK, so it must be an import. Yep. £3,000. So it's going to be... so it's UK registered, looking for a swap or another Jap 2-stroke. Blah, blah. Cash price £3,000. I guess you can register it historic and no MOT, no road tax. I've never seen one of those in the UK. Never seen it. You tell me. Is that worth £3,000? I would suggest not. Lee in Lancashire. There we are. It's a lot of money for a very, very specific nondescript bike. Next bike. Triumph Street Triple. 2023. Only 5,000 miles. And £6,350. Full service history. Last serviced August 2025. Brand new Road 6 tyres on it. Aftermarket heated grips and all that kind of stuff. 6,300. That's not a bad price, actually, I guess. It's not a bad price. What do you think? The only problem with these bikes is always check the steering head welds, because the guys that get these, and I'm generalising here, the guys that get these love to pop wheelies. Now, bringing the wheel up is not a problem, but when you bring the wheel down, it puts a lot of stress on the welds around the steering head. Always check the welds around the steering head. Make sure there are no cracks or anything like that, where it's come down from a wheelie and it's been banged down. Yeah, just a thought. If I owned this, I'd be popping wheelies. Not on the roads, on the track. Yeah. V-Star. Yeah. Selling on behalf of family member. It doesn't say what it is. I'm guessing it's a 650 or a 250. But so it's 2011. That's 15 years old. It's got 3,000 kilometers on it. £3,500. We've got some more details. It is a 250. Got loads of life left in it. I'm sure it has. Comes with bike cover, anti-theft. Yeah. Stoke-on-Trent, not far from where I live. £3,500. It's not an iconic bike. And it's a 250, not the best CC in the UK. Tell me if I'm wrong. You tell me if I am wrong. Looks nice though, but not for £3,500. You tell me. Ninja. Here is my spare bike, low mileage, excellent condition. Service history like new. Now, it doesn't actually say what it is, but it is the 650. Low mileage, 2,839. It is the 650. £5,500. I had a look on eBay. They are selling for about that price on eBay. What do you think? That looks nice enough. Just double check that back tyre. Make sure it's not too scuffed or anything like that. It looks okay. It hasn't got a tail tidy on it, so it looks fairly original other than the exhaust. Yeah? Super noisy exhaust. That's not bad. What do you think? You tell me. Here we go. This one is an interesting one. £4,500, 10 years old, Honda VFR 1200X Cross Tourer, only 19,000 miles. Wow. It doesn't come with the pannier or the top box. Doesn't come with that. It's been lowered 2 inches because they're absolutely ginormous. But and it's got a centre stand. Beautiful. A bike with a centre stand. I have noticed here, just look there. Whoa. Just look here. There's a bit of a scuff. Now that might be dirt. Yeah. I'm wondering if there's a bit of a scuff, because it looks like there's also a scuff here up on the bark busters. Yeah, I'm just saying. Just be careful when you go out and have a look at them. But for £4,500, that is very good. Next bike. Let's keep on moving. Moto Guzzi Breva, 2,250, 17,000 kilometers. This is an interesting bike. If you're into nostalgia and all that good stuff, runs good. For more information, contact him. He's at Fleetwood near Blackpool. That's interesting. Looks okay. Shaft drive, everything's going for it. Don't know, £2,500. What do you think? Here's a DR400. Suzuki DR400, very reasonable price, £2,600 over in Chester. Why did I click that? Let's come back. There we are. DR400. Selling on behalf of his uncle, who's had it sat around for 8 to 9 years. Done the click. It's click. It works. It just runs. Yeah. And because it is... What's happened here? 1980. That means you can register it as classic and no MOT or tax, road tax. There we are. Bit of a saving there. Moving on. This one's an interesting one. Only £2,000. XJR 1200 from Yamaha. Kenny Roberts edition. I was never keen on these yellow coloured frames, but that's my personal opinion. It's got 35k on it, 35,000 miles. It's had some jiggery pokery. Just have a quick read of that. So I'm not sure if it's an import or not. So it's all in kilometers or whatever. So I'm just saying, but £2,000 at worst, you can take the engine out and stick it in a motorboat. Great engines, solid, as long as they've been looked after. Some service history might be nice if you can find it. Clutch has a slight slip at high RPMs at full throttle every now and again. So it's obviously going at high RPM and at full throttle a lot, so that they can figure that clutch out. So just a thought, just have a read into what's said. Yeah, read into what's said. Next bike. Oh, 1987 Honda Shadow. So in 1 year's time, you'll be able to register this as historic. 34,000 kilometres, and it is £1,400. Got to be cheap. It's got a dent and a dent in the tank and a rip on the seat. Fair condition. It's 34,000 miles. I guess it's the 750 or something like that. Yeah, no one says anything. Yeah. Oh, it's Tracy. Tracy Bent. Yeah, she's only got that. Sorry, Bennett. Yeah. I like to look at the profiles of people that are selling them. There we are. That's that one. Here we are. £7,400 for a 2018 Honda Africa Twin 1000cc. Looks in good nick. Looks in good nick. New arrival. It's from one of the Sheffield Motorcycles. They'll be able to offer you finance, I guess, on something like that. 13,000 miles. That's not a bad price, I guess. Has it got full service history? I'm sure it has. I am sure it has. What do you think to that? Africa Twin. Ginormous bike. Ginormous. Next bike. Something a bit left field. Buell Firebolt. What do you think to that? £4,500? £4,500 with only 7,000 miles on it. That might be the reason why it's only got 7,000 miles. 7,000 miles over, in effect, 21 years. Why are people not riding these bikes, these Buells? Dunno. Excellent condition. 2 owners. If you know a Buell, no need for a big write-up. They speak for themselves. There we are. A really interesting machine. A really interesting machine. What do you think? 7,186 miles. Wonderful. Next bike. Here we go. This one is going for now £600. You'll probably get it for less. Listed a week ago in Huddersfield. 49,000 miles. You could take the engine out of that and put it in a powerboat. That's what it's worth, isn't it? I don't know what's happened to that. I have no idea. Engine can be shown running. V5 will need to be applied. So they haven't got the ownership document. And it's got, but it has got a clean title, or an alternatively it can be bought for parts. We don't use that term in Britain. A clean title. That's something we don't use. What do you think to that? Covering the number plate up. Don't know why. Looks a right mess, but for £600 you could put the engine in a powerboat. Not sure it's worth bringing back to its original condition, especially with 49,000 miles on it. Not sure. I think it's time for the scrap heap, maybe. Sadly. This one's interesting. Z650. Let's go back. There we are. Kawasaki Z650. From Minnesota, bought from DK Motorcycles, not far from me. That looks really, really nice. And that is 6,750. What do you think? But it was listed 16 weeks ago. It does look really nice, but you've got to really be in, and it's a KZ. Yeah, it's not a Z650. It's like, we in the UK, when, if you have a Z650 in front of you or a KZ650, you'll always go for the Z650. These American imports are okay, but they're just okay. It is what it is. Maybe it's me. You tell me. You tell me. 6,750 for a KZ650 rather than a Z650. Am I thinking the wrong way? You tell me. You tell me. Remember, if you buy something like this, you've got to think about how you're going to sell it when that time comes, because you will sell it, or someone in your family, when you're dead, will have to sell it. Yeah? Just saying, it's about selling it. Can I sell it? Next one. Thunderbird. New Thunderbird. What's happened here? Let's get a picture of it. This is the 2014 Triumph Thunderbird. I guess, it's the 1700cc. I had one of these in Qatar and brought it back to the UK. Absolutely brilliant. Fantastic bike. Can't understand why Triumph stopped making them. Maybe they just didn't have. Whatever. 20,800 miles, 2 keys, documents and service booklet, comes with a windscreen and all that kind of rubbish for £6,450. I think that's just too much. But you never know. It's only been listed 2 days over in Grantham. I think it's just too much. It'll just not sell. I might be wrong, and I hope I am. I really do hope I am. Great bike though. I had lovely times on my 1700. Wonderful. RD400 Yamaha. 2-stroke. Expansion chambers. Looks very nice. It looks okay. It does look okay. Is in beautiful motor and professional engine rebuild, less than 200 miles and very well, blah, 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 blah. We do servicing and da, 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 da. Because of the age of this. Come on, come on. Because of the age of this, it will be historic, no tax or future MOTs. 15,000 miles or just less than in Bolton, Lancashire. £5,500. That's not a bad price. I guess that's not a bad price. Carbs could do with cleaning. I'd like to see that the paint work on it is absolutely perfect. I like to see that, but it is what it is. Looks okay. Always double check those carbs. Make sure the jets are big enough for these expansion chambers. Everybody puts expansion chambers on and forgets to jet up the carbs. And then the cylinder runs hot and the piston melts. I'm just saying, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure that kickstart is meant to be in that position. I think it's meant to be a bit more further forward here. Correct me if I'm wrong. Next one. This is an interesting one. Boulevard C50, £2,500. Got 18,000 miles on it. If you need a Sunday bike, it's the 800cc. Maintained, well, looks like new. Oh, category N. But due to a dent in the tank. That's it. It's a category N due to a dent in the tank. Now repaired. These insurance companies will write these bikes off. I suppose if you're happy to have a category N and you're confident that it is only the tank that got dented and that's why it was given a category N, you might want that in your garage and just ride it on a Sunday to go to the cafe or whatever you do. Or you could go touring on it. You could do easily. £2,500. What do you think? Would you buy a category N? Don't know. You tell me. That's 24 years old. You might get it less than that actually. You might take £2,000. Birmingham. 14 weeks ago. Let's just have a look at who it is. Andy, let's have a quick look. It's just a normal account. Joined Facebook, yeah. Looks like a normal guy. You tell me, what do you think? Next bike. Here we are. This is not a Honda CBX. It looks like one. It's painted like one, but it's not a Honda CBX. It's actually a 750, a CB750F. £2,500. 1994 with 36,000 miles on it. It looks like it's been cleaned up beautifully to look like a Honda CBX. Yeah? What do you think? Would you like to ride a Honda CB750 that everybody thinks it's a Honda CBX and then when they see it up close it's obviously not a Honda CBX, it's obviously a CB750? Do you understand what I mean? It's an interesting... it's interesting. It's just interesting. It looks in very nice condition though. It looks in really nice condition. Next bike. GSR. £2,800. 15,000 miles. That's not a lot. And let's have a look. 2 keys. Full logbook. Full logbook. What do you mean by a full logbook? You either have a logbook or you don't. MOT till June 2026. So it's got 4 months MOT left on it. 4 or 5 months. Always serviced by previous owner who owned the bike and da. Yeah, plenty of receipts and MOTs. New battery, new levers and screen removed. Whatever. I've owned this for 4 years now and loved it as my first bike. But it over last 2 years only being used handful of times. So time for her to go to a decent home where she will be used. Okay, so he's not using it. That's fine. That's fair enough. 2,800 quid. It's not bad. 15,000 miles. It is 20 years old. Next bike. A BMW. Must be difficult to sell a BMW at this price. He's one in £10,500. 2019. So that's 7 years old. It's the 1250. It is the top of the range apparently. It's the rally model. It's got all sorts of stuff here. And it does have 22,000 miles. So it's over the last, what year is it? Over the last 7 years. It's not seen a lot. It has not seen a lot. £10,500 though. You know, I don't know. What would you do? Would you just go to the dealer and buy a new one for £200 a month? The new 1300? I don't know. You tell me. And why do they always cover the number plate? So can't understand that. Let's have a look. When they do that, I always like to look at the owner. Yeah, there we are. So it looks like he's been taking it off road, which is not a problem. Lives in Sutton Coldfield. There we are. There we are. There's his Ducati. Stuck in the mud. He obviously likes to do his motorbikes. There's nothing wrong with that. See if you can see him on his BMW. No, can't see him on his BMW. Let's go back. Let's go back. There we are. There we go. Where is it? Oh, I've lost it. I've lost it. Never mind. Here we go. Next bike. YZF R1 for sale. Bike is immaculate. Has the odd minor scratch due to age. There we go. 2006. 20 years old. 5 grand. With 11,500 miles on it. Bought it last March, power slide, but it's too fast for him, so he's going back to a 600. The bike is in kilometres as it was an import. There we are, that's not good news. Import for 5, how much is it? 5 grand. I'd probably say 3.5 grand. Might be wrong, you tell me. Oh, it was listed 23 weeks ago. 23 weeks, let's move on. My fault. This one's an interesting one. 4,300 for a 2013 FJR with 46,000 miles on it. It's got all the kit on it. That's £4,300. Good service history. Starts first time, beautiful. Being used over 3 European trips and all that good stuff with pillion. I will probably say it needs to be a bit cheaper than that. You tell me. You tell me. 46,000 miles. Next bike. Here's a good deal. 2001 GSXR 600. 1,500 quid. You know it's going to be thrashed. Only 24,000 miles. Good clean bike for age. Runs and rides perfect. Full logbook. A full logbook. What's a full logbook mean? Full logbook. Unbelievable. When you go and buy a bike, always make sure that the logbook is in the name of the seller and the seller is present, and the address on the logbook is where you're going to. Do you understand what I mean? Don't go to another house where the logbook has a different address on and a different name to the person who's presenting it. Yeah, just telling you, never do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Always run a database check on the registration number of the bike as well. so you can find out any history if you're a serious buyer of whatever you're looking at. Always go and have a look. There we go. That's the last one. There you go. What did you think? It's all a bit of fun. All a bit of fun. If you're selling those bikes that I was showing, and please don't get offended if I said anything that was wrong. It's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. Ride safely. I'll see you very soon. Don't forget to order the Ride Iron gloves. They're absolutely great. Where are they? Ride Iron gloves. The description is in the link for the Ride Iron gloves are in the description. There we are. To pump, Ride Iron gloves, and heated gilet. That's great as well. I walk the dog with that all the time. Absolutely fantastic. Ride safely. I'll see you very soon. Thank you. Bye bye.